Two guys of Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
And it is a Write That Down Wednesday. As soon as the screen pops up, you're going to see it is Judd, it is Declan, and you're going to say, where is Phil? Well, he is celebrating his 40th birthday, and so he is out today. He is going to make predictions, though, that he has previously recorded last night. So on the OG edition, it will be me, it will be Declan, it will be Phil, and also guest predictor Logan as well, who's going to join us shortly after Declan gets done with all the stats. But before you do that, Dex, first of all, it's going to get nicer. The weather's going to improve, I promise. And the Twins have started to play some good baseball. So if folks want to check out the local 9, how can they do so?
Hey, go to twins.com. Go to twins.com to get your tickets right now. You got the 612 Saturdays for premium giveaways and food and beverage. That's $6 drinks, $1 snacks, $2 foods. Plus, you get Sunday Kids Day, where all the young Twins fans get to also run the bases. Plus, there's the great lawn. I was hanging out with my nephews a few weeks ago at Gate 34, right at the big plaza there. Yeah, it was nice kind of have the kids run around. Plus, if you come to the game and you're maybe in the Thrivent Club, I used to be the Delta Club, Legends Club. They keep changing the name. If you're near the press box, come say hi to me and Judd. Don't ever be afraid to give us a wave. We like to say hello back to you. So go to twins.com to get your tickets.
Royce Lewis bobblehead on Saturday.
Oh, big one. You going? I take it then?
I am going to, yeah. Now, but I got the game that night as well. But yes, I'm going to try to get there to procure my bobblehead.
I like it. All right, so let's flash this on the screen. Here's how the OG edition of Write That Down works. It's 3 predictions from everyone each week. They must be quantifiable. On this show, we keep track of batting average and home runs. And listeners, if you'd like to participate, shoot me a note on the Score North app. I believe we have some openings at the end of June. So if you'd like to be on this edition of Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd, you can do so by hitting me up via the Score North app or DMing me on Twitter, too. That's another good way to get in on the show. Let's start off with Judd here. So, Judd, you had a mixed bag, 2 for 4.
Well, the second one is old.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You said Ant scores at least 35 points or more in Game 5 versus the Warriors, and that the Lynx would find a way to draft Paige Beckers. They didn't happen.
Yeah, that goes back to, man, that might have been not even her last season at UConn when I
think that was like 2 years ago, yeah.
Prediction.
I think this was old. I think that was a pretty old prediction.
Anyway.
You did say they'd win the series against Golden State. Okay. Solid. And that Carlos Correa winds up on the injured list at least once before July 1st.
7-day concussion list.
Spoke it into existence. You were praising
Bucks'
health.
I didn't think it would be a concussion.
Well,
yeah, Buxton I jinxed completely. Correa, I thought the wrist would flare up. It has, but I guess he's not been IL'd. I thought the foot would flare up. I was never thinking that he wouldn't get out of the way of Byron Buxton trying to call a ball in Baltimore. But anyway.
Mackey, mixed bag for Mackey. Said the Wolves win Game 5. Nas a +10 or better, blah, a lot of stuff. It's red. At some point in the Wolves-Warriors, DiVincenzo will have a 5+ 3-point game. I am dead serious. I think all 3 of us have made that prediction at least once throughout the course of the season, and it's never come true.
He can't get on track.
Yeah.
At least not in these playoffs.
Rudy Gobert and Draymond Green would have to be separated or would be involved in some type of scuffle during the series. It didn't happen. That did not happen.
No, here's my 2 cents on that. And I don't know if you saw the clip, I saw it on Twitter, that Draymond's Baron Davis podcast got pulled, where he is praising Julius. I think there's a chance that Julius keeps Draymond. I'm not saying that Draymond still does not do some odd stuff, okay? But I think there's a chance that Draymond keeps acts a little bit more appropriate because of Julius's presence. Because he had no respect for Cat. Cat didn't scare him at all. I think the Wolves having a little bit more snarl is a very effective against a guy like Green. I think he pushes the envelope, but he doesn't seem to push it as far as he used to against them.
Phil did say, though, there will be a Jimmy Butler-related chant from the Target Center crowd. It was the "We Don't Need You" chant towards the end of Game 5.
Totally missed it. I was there. I didn't even hear it. Lots of chance going on at that game.
And then he said Wolves and 6 or fewer versus the Warriors. Listeners, Caleb said a Judd prediction. Judd will say, be careful to listener Caleb by the end of the episode. So last week, Judd, Caleb made you take your headphones off. And then he made very lofty championship-like predictions. And he was hoping that you would tell him, be a little careful here. It's Minnesota sports. You actually didn't. You didn't talk him off a ledge. You didn't say he was getting too cocky.
Wow,
you let it be.
Cost him a point.
And it cost the listeners a point. Yeah. Jackson said during the Wolves-Warriors series, Ant will score 40-plus at least once. That didn't happen. A few things off the board for me. Tony Finau shoots at least 10 under par or will finish top 5 at the PGA Championship. Great first 3 days for Tony Finau. He was like mine.
Yeah, you got very cocky in the text thread on Saturday.
7th. Yeah. And then apparently I was just thrown. I could not believe that Tony Finau would melt down on Sunday, and I wouldn't know that. And I guess that's crazy. Wolves will close out Game 5 and win by 20 points or more. This was tracking. I think the lead was as high as 21-22 in Game 5, but then it did get a little closer, but nothing that was too crazy. So.
And you also went for the suspension or ejection, huh?
Yeah, and then I said someone would be suspended or ejected during the Wolves series. But I did say the Twins' winning streak would get to at least 10 games. They swept that Birds doubleheader, so I did salvage that. I'll take it. Here's your stats on the year. Phil hitting 343. The listeners, Judd and Phil, are all tied with 3 home runs apiece. That leads listeners hitting 313, which might be the highest collection that they've had to start the year. We're not halfway through. We're probably about a quarter of the way through the Write That Down season. We run Super Bowl to Super Bowl. Judd hitting 267. I'm hitting 224. I was below the Mendoza line, though, for a good chunk of this first quarter. So getting that swing right, just like Correa. Hope I don't end up on the concussion list, though.
I'd like to I would very, very soon like to be at 290 or so, though. Like it's a long season, but I feel like you got to eventually position yourself at a decent place. Phil's probably going to come back down a little bit too, right? So I would like to improve my positioning, much like a golfer.
Yeah.
I'd like to improve my positioning on moving day of Write That Down.
Career-wise, I still lead it with a 341 average. Listeners lead all-time with 73 home runs. Judd leads all-time with 365 career hits and hitting 320 on the season. So there are your statistics after the accountability session. Let's get our guy Logan in here making his debut appearance on Write That Down. Logan, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm going all right. Yesterday was a pretty tough day for me. I'm down in Nashville right now visiting my sister, and was going to go to the AC/DC concert, and they had to reschedule to tonight. And then the Wolves lost as well. So it was kind of unfortunate. We had some tornado weather yesterday down here in Nashville. So it was unfortunate that we were down at the gate. I'm going to be in the pit too. So
wow.
Yeah. I was excited. So, but today it's all over again. We're going to go see him tonight.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So a Minnesota sports fan in Nashville then? How did that come to be?
So I don't live in Nashville. I live in Brooklyn Park, Maple Grove. But my sister's lived down here for about 8 years now, working for a record label, trying to survive, the Nashville scene and whatnot. So I bought a ticket for me and her to see AC/DC. They're my favorite band of all time. Saw them in Minneapolis last month. So seeing them again here for the final time. So
still going strong?
Oh, yeah. They're phenomenal. Angus and Brian are so good. They play at 77 and 70 years old. It's crazy.
That's incredible. That's one of the most incredible things, like the Stones, right? Like these guys are in their 70s and 80s. McCartney, he's going on tour again. Like, just what that speaks to, and it's not like these guys had an easy life, right? It's not like they didn't drink their whole life, or these guys led the life, and I'm sure people said, "Oh, be careful, you're gonna be, you're gonna die young." They're still playing, so it's phenomenal.
And one thing I love about AC/DC is they don't play any backing tracks, fake music. It's still the same as if you've seen them in the 80s. So my ears will be blown tonight for sure. So
very nice. Sounds like fun.
That's I went to a concert at First Ave last Thursday, and I'm at that point. I was going to make this in statements earlier this week. I got to start bringing earplugs to concerts. I don't think I can do it anymore. And I love loud music. I don't mind wearing the cans and blasting loud music if I'm on a plane or if I'm anywhere. I think for concerts, I got to upgrade and I got to do the earplugs. I think I've hit that point in my life.
I'm getting there as well. I've been to Guns N' Roses in the pit, Metallica in the pit, now AC/DC in the pit. Now I'm just like, my ears are going to be bad when I'm Judd's age, but oh well.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. I think I stopped. I haven't been to a loud concert in years now. Like I've been to
Judd,
shows.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite rock and roll artist of all time? I've always been curious.
Well, my favorite's the Beatles, but locally, the Replacements.
Okay.
I love the Replacements, and
yeah,
being in my 20s in the 90s, coming of age then was fantastic because like there were so many good bands, many good bands. So like I saw one of the last Nirvana shows at Roy Wilkins before Cobain died, which was a phenomenal show.
It's awesome.
But yeah, the Beatles are my favorite. But I mean that's cliche, but no, it's hard not to.
They're great.
Yeah,
they're great.
So.
All right, so we'll start with Logan here. He'll lead us off. Then we'll go to Judd, then to Dex, then to Phil via satellite, who recorded his predictions. Logan, what is your first prediction here, man?
Yes, of course. As a former offensive lineman, I'm very happy with everything that they've done this year. Signing the right guard in the center, coming in and just I think we're going to beef up the O-line quite a bit. So I think my prediction in the season opener is that the Vikings will score 3 rushing touchdowns against the Bears.
Okay.
Nice.
I like this one.
Nice. Get to the 2-yard line and actually score on the ground this time.
Right.
And
and I can even see JJ McCarthy or JJ Justin Jefferson running it too. I think it's going to be an explosive year.
Jordan Mason up the A gap will be a delight to see. Feels like you haven't had a lot of punch it in guys of late. So just go right up the middle. All right.
And Kelly's a nasty center, like you say as well, Judd.
Yeah, I hope he can stay healthy. I'm a little bit concerned there, but he has an edge. Like that interior line is going to have a snarl, which I absolutely love. And I don't think we understand how much it's not that the previous interior guys didn't try very hard, but they didn't really have an edge. And I feel like that's going to change a lot, which will be fun to watch.
Write this down.
All right. Yep. I'm going to go with a Twins prediction here. I'm going to go with a guy that I think is starting to swing the bat, heat up pretty well. Royce Lewis will lead the Twins in home runs during the month of June.
Okay.
So I think I think the bat is, and
close.
Knock on wood, he stays healthy. That's the most important thing. I think he's fine if he can get on track and he's healthy. But yeah, I think he leads the Twins in home runs for the month of June.
Okay. I like that one. I'll make a Twins one here too. So we already had the 13-game winning streak. Write this down. The Twins will have a winning streak of 6 or more again at some point in 2025.
Wow.
So they'll get on another hot streak. So a winning streak of 6 games or more at some point in 2025. Write that down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right. So we'll go to Phil here for his first prediction via satellite.
Mackey via satellite here on the OG edition of Write That Down. So full disclosure, the Wolves are losing in the fourth quarter right now in game 1 as I record these predictions via satellite. So even if they lose, if they win, awesome. Even if they lose, Positive Phil is still here going into game 2. So write this down. At some point during these Western Conference Finals, and maybe this happened in game 1 and I'm just premature, but at some point game 2 or beyond in the Western Conference Finals, Mike Breen will deliver the prestigious double bang for a Wolves-made shot. The double bang. Bang! Bang! Usually only reserved for Steph Curry, the biggest of shots in the playoffs. Double bang, Mike Breen. Write it down.
The double bang. The double
Which would have to be Ant.
Yep.
Probably, yes.
He's not giving it to anyone else on this team. Like Nas ain't.
Or unless Julius stays hot.
Maybe.
He's
maybe
on
Julius.
Fire.
Yeah. I think it's Ant, though.
It's got to be
I think it's Ant.
Yep.
Logan, your second prediction, man.
Yeah, so this will be a Wolves-related one as well. So when the Wolves beat OKC and they move on to the finals, if by chance they play the Knicks, I'm going to say that Ant will dunk on Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's going to be hunting for him. You know, he's going to be hunting for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that they're too good of friends and they're competitors as well. And I think Ant's got a little more dog in him to say, you know what? I want people to know that it's me.
How much do you think Carl would contest that? Or do you think that he would sort of get out of the way of it?
I think he's definitely going to do his little thing, Twitter meme that he did. But I think at the end of the day, I think Ant's going to get him. Ant's going to spread his legs out or something. He's going to get him. He's going to get him.
Wow.
He's going to get him.
Just posterize his buddy. I love that one.
Yep. And he'll talk crap afterwards too. He's got to. So I hope I see that.
I love it. All right.
Judley?
I'm going to hold my Wolves one for last. I'm going to give you another Twins one, and it's this.
Write this down.
The Twins will have a finalist for the Cy Young.
Okay.
So Joe Ryan's possibility, I off the record, he would be my leading candidate.
I think you're right.
But I mean, their top three has been, I mean, their starting pitching of late, and it's been a pretty prolonged period now, has been outstanding. So I think they're going to have one of the three finalists when that portion is announced for the Cy Young deck.
Okay, so there's already Cy Young odds, which is hilarious. And by the way, Tariq Skubal, who ran away with it last year, is still your favorite at plus 195. I mean, I know there's really good pitchers in baseball. The fact that he is just slightly in the plus for the money line on May 21st to win the Pitcher of the Year award is pretty nuts. Other guys in that grouping: Hunter Brown, Max Fried. Fried's having a really good year with New York. Joe Ryan does have actually Pablo has the best odds for the Twins still, plus 4,000. Joe Ryan plus 5,000.
Yeah. I feel like Pablo has the name recognition still, but Joe to me is the ace of the staff right now.
Yeah, Joe's been nasty.
Fantastic.
Write this down. I'll make a Wolves prediction. Dante DiVincenzo hits his first 3-point attempt he takes in game 2. The first one he takes. I'm going to be specific.
Yeah.
And I believe this should be a touchdown or a home run because I'm being specific in its nature.
We don't
know.
He's
hit 25%, but we don't know. He hits his first 3-point attempt in game 2. Okay. Write it down. Okay. Willing these Dante buckets into existence. That's what I'm trying to do.
We're all trying, baby.
We're
all trying.
It's so frustrating. It's just, I don't understand. I was listening to you guys last night and it's like, I don't understand how and Dante just can't find anything like layups, anything. It's just, they're staying so religious to the three.
If they had, but if they had hit on, a portion of those threes, it's a different game completely.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is, as frustrating as the SGA stuff is, and I get that, you look at what the Wolves did. Turnovers and missed shots. Like it's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple. So I digress.
We'll go to Phil for his second prediction here.
Prediction number 2 here. So again, okay, things aren't going well in the fourth quarter right now as I record this. So we'll see what happens. But Positive Phil is back for some more here. And this prediction is presented by my friends at Legit Pizza, Pep's Legit Pizza. Oh, that delicious frozen pizza that you can find in local grocery store freezer sections. It's the best frozen pizza on the market right now, in my expert opinion. The Mackeys still have one left over for some time during the series here as it progresses. But check them out in the freezer section. Pep's Legit Pizza. Thanks to those of you that send those pizza pictures into us via social media. So write this down. Wolves-Knicks NBA Finals. Book it. We're going to get the Wolves and the Knicks, even if the Wolves have to dig out from an 0-1 hole, which, again, as I'm recording this with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they may have to. That's okay. Write it down. Wolves and Knicks.
How great would it have been if he had to amend that? If the going back and saying, oh, well, they lost game 1. Well, now, do you even re-record it? Like, do you even re-record it if they had made an epic comeback in the 4 minutes? Or you just let it be? Yeah.
Could be.
Yep. No, he decided, you know what? He decided to start before the game got done.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen.
You've seen enough of them this year, coming back 28, coming back 20 plus. I didn't lose hope until about 3.5 minutes left. I was like, 4 minutes left. But
because that last game against OKC they were down 25 in the second half and came back and won, or 28.
28.
Yeah. So Right there. There you go, Logan.
Yeah.
Logan, your third and final prediction here, and write that down.
Yep. So this one's going to be Vikings related as well. Add a little bit of context to this one. I think that if everything goes well for KOC, and I think JJ McCarthy is going to be the quarterback that he could be, I think a lot of his success is going to be blamed on, or not blamed on, but pointed towards Justin Jefferson. So I think that this year in the 2025-26 NFL season, I think Justin Jefferson will win the NFL MVP. And I think a lot of it will be based off of JJ McCarthy's success. But they won't give it to JJ McCarthy. I think he's going to light it up this year. I really do. I think we're going to get our run game going. I think he's going to be able to make quick passes. He's exactly what KOC wants. When Kirk couldn't, if he saw a different lineup, he couldn't audible. He couldn't command the huddle, say, we're doing this. And just the team didn't have trust and faith in him. And I think McCarthy, he'll be able to boss those guys around and say, we're doing this instead. And he might even, counter, confront KOC about stuff. And I think it's going to be a really good year. And I think at the end of the day, JJ McCarthy will have a phenomenal year, but a lot of the success will be obviously Justin Jefferson. And I think he's going to win the MVP.
To go back to our topic from a couple of days ago, then, first wide receiver to ever win an award that was first awarded in 1957. So that would be something.
Yep. I think just with not to be conspiracy theory or anything, I think the NFL is really loving JJ right now. I mean, they're putting him everywhere. I mean, if he can do his job and just have a great year, I think they'll give it to him.
I'd actually argue if that were to happen, I actually think it's JJ like struggling. McCarthy struggling and not putting up like maybe gaudy statistics, and Jefferson just exploding for a big year. Because remember, was it Percy Harvin in 2012 halfway? He got hurt, I believe, right? But there was talks of him being the MVP because Ponder was not doing. I think it was actually because AP won it in 2012, so it might have been a different year. But there was discussions of Percy Harvin potentially being an MVP candidate. I think that's probably the more logical path if Jefferson were to get the award.
Yeah,
I do think though that with what Jefferson has done as far as his on the field and the fact that he's a well-liked guy. And I'll go back to what I said before too. He is a rare wide receiver who's very normal.
Yep.
Like they're always very odd ducks, it seems like, and stuff like that. So yeah, it would certainly not shock me if he got votes, if nothing else, which ordinarily they don't.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I just think the Vikes are going to have a great year. I think they're going to win possibly 11, 12 games again this year. We're pretty much reloading. We're not rebuilding at all. We're reloading.
So this team's set to go.
We're ready to go. And I just think with our O-line getting better, Christian Darrisaw coming back, O'Neal kind of struggled last year, but I think with the new right guard for us, those two are gonna work so well together. And I really do think that we're gonna run the ball a lot this year when we want to, run the ball when we want to, and I think we're gonna throw the ball all over the place because that's what KOC loves to do. And who else to throw it to other than JJ, So
Love it.
I like it. Logan, before we wrap up, say goodbye. Any last shout outs, any hot takes got to get off your chest? The floor is yours.
I was just going to, I had a runner up just in case one of these didn't work. My other hot take that I'd say is that I think JJ McCarthy is going to score 3 touchdowns against the Chargers when he plays against Harbaugh.
Ooh,
I think he's going to go for 3 touchdowns. Yeah. He might not throw. He might rush for 1, throw 2. But I think JJ McCarthy is going to want to stick it to Jim Harbaugh for sure.
Oh,
so
nice.
But I'll be losing my mind tonight. I'll watch the episode when it gets posted. I'm glad the Wolves don't play tonight, even though I would have missed them if they played last night. But I kind of wish I would have went to the concert yesterday instead of the Wolves game. But today will be a good day. So
all right, enjoy, man. Thank you very much, Logan.
Appreciate it. Thanks, you guys.
Cost of doing business. Thank you, Logan, for coming on. Write that down today. Judd, MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Tell us about them.
Oh, so I know it's chilly outside right now, but folks, if you rewind 1 week, it was hot outside. I'm sure that for the first time this year, a lot of you flipped on your air conditioners, and I'm sure a few of you found that they didn't work, and you probably panicked. You're like, I got to call somebody. Well, just because it got cold outside does not mean that you should ignore that. What you should do is call my friends at MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air, because they are going to make sure that your AC is working perfectly. Call MSP.com. Also, Check them out starting June 1st, which is Sunday, at Grand Old Days in St. Paul. Stop by their booth for a chance to win a Blackstone grill. And if you stop by, you can receive a special discount of $60 off any HVAC or plumbing repair. That's their way of saying thank you. Again, their website, callamsp.com. They're also on Facebook. You can also reach them 651-615-4292 to make sure that your house is comfortable when the heat and humidity does return.
Hey, so let's talk some therapy. Therapy is something that can be very beneficial. It was very beneficial for me in my life. And if it's something you need to explore, whether it's for yourself, for your relationship, for your children, go contact Rula. They start by asking you a few questions about what's important to you, and then they provide a list of the licensed in-network providers. And most importantly, the average copay is only $15 per session, providing you the care and the price that fit your needs. So head on over to Rula.com/M-Sports. That's one word, Rula.com/M-Sports. It supports the show. It supports you on your journey to mental health. And you deserve quality care from someone who cares, and that is Rula. All right, so one more lap around the room here on Write That Down. Judd, what is your third and final prediction?
All right. In light of all of the SGA flopping and the frustration it causes, it's definitely not why the Wolves lost. It's definitely not why they lost, but I get the frustration. Write this down. The Timberwolves will be, in the remainder of this series, might go 7, might go 4, might go 5, might go 6, don't know. But in the remainder of this series, the Timberwolves will be called for at least one flagrant, one foul involving SGA. So at least one flagrant one, could be more, but I'm not going to assure that, involving Shea. So somebody's going to say, if you want to be fouled, I'll foul you. And the league's going to run to the replay, and they're going to review it, and they're going to come back with a flagrant one on the Timberwolves.
Okay. I can see this happening. Frustration over bullying. Refs just loving SG. Yeah, I can see this both ways, kind of.
Yeah, he gets that whistle, and he's introducing contact. And if I'm a team, that does frustrate me a lot.
All right, write this down. I'll make another Twins prediction. You know, I'm becoming I'm loving my prospects now, so I want to write this down. Mm-hmm. Keelan Culpepper and Kyle DeBarge, who were both drafted in the first 35 picks of the draft last year by the Twins. I believe Culpepper like 22, DeBarge 33. They're both tearing it up at High A Cedar Rapids, I should say. Both these guys, write this down, will be named to top 100 prospects between now and the end of the 2025 calendar year. So they will be named as top 100 prospects. They are not ranked in the top 100 yet. So I will say both of these guys will be in the top 100 lists by the end of the 2005 calendar year. They're both high pedigree guys. They aren't random prospects. These are first round picks. Yeah. Culpepper should be. And DeBarge is awesome. He steals bases. He doesn't strike out. He's got a 900 OPS. They're probably I was going to make a prediction. They're going to get promoted soon, but I didn't really know when that's going to happen. They're probably going to get promoted to Wichita within the next month. Mm-hmm. So both these guys are playing very, very well.
Did I see you tweet out a Culpepper card that was signed?
Yeah, I got a Bowman first. Of Culpepper. Got a Bowman first one of that.
And it's signed by him, right?
Yeah, it's the Bowman first ones. It's like the auto. It's not like he didn't. Oh, a lot of people have the auto that's based on the card. It's not like a hand.
Okay, so
he didn't physically signed it. Yeah.
Okay, it looks real, so that's why I asked on Twitter.
I like getting those. As Dex gets into the card collection era of his life.
So what's the price on that one?
That was only $15.
That's not bad.
It's because he's not a top 100 prospect, even though he's a first round pick. And if you're interested in flipping cards, that's why you should jump on some of these prospects early so you can stash them and turn it into some money.
That's what you're gonna do. You're like, I'm really excited to get it so I can sell it.
Collection. I don't know.
You're like a house flipper. You don't care.
I'll do what I want with my PC. Okay, I'll do what I want. With
I don't know. Far be it from me.
All right, here's Phil in his last prediction.
Prediction number 3 here. So the Twins called up Carson McCusuker, 6'8", 240, 50 pounds. I don't know, just a large, massive human being. And this is more just me hoping that Carson McCusuker hits an absolute tank So I'm gonna predict this into fruition here. Sometime between now and next week's Write That Down, Carson McCusuker will hit his first career Major League home run. Write it down.
The Clydesdale. I mean, he's a horse, man. That guy is huge.
The
oh my God, yeah. How about that, huh?
Monday was fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think I've ever seen I don't remember seeing a bat that wasn't like broken, so it didn't splinter, go that far. I'm sure it has, but yeah, he is an absolute tank. He looks like I'll tell you what. He looks like he looks like he could be a really good tight end.
Yeah, I could see that. I bet he probably played some baseball.
Johnny Munt replacement. Lock it in.
Oh my God, a deep red zone threat right there. Deep red zone threat. That'll do it for your Write That Down predictions. Go check out our recap with Kyle Teige after Game 1 on Flagrant Howls. Plus, I'll be giving a pie chart. We'll have that on the feeds here too. I have a pie chart of blame.
Beautiful. All
right, I'm handing out some pie. I'm going to hand out some pie for this loss. I'm very excited for this. So be on the lookout for both of those things here. Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd. We'll be talking at you soon.